Hello my dear students, today our lecture on about animal tissue, and I hope you have watched my previous lecture. There I have explained what is plant tissue and what's the all other details about the plant tissue. So today we will start it that the main kinds of animal tissues are as follows: epithelial tissue, then connective, muscular and nervous. Generally students, you will properly understand by using the examples. If we go with the examples, then we can understand that where these tissues are present. So first we will go with the epithelial tissue. There you can, it is a thin protective continuous sheet of cells, okay, and its location. So location, function, these are very important in question, in exam. These questions generally this question used to come, write the location and function of these three tissue and name will be there, okay. So whatever the function and location of epithelial tissue, the example will be given, same applied for that example also, okay. Means if I go with the example, suppose here you can see that skin, okay, suppose lining surface, the outermost layer of skin and lining surface of the mouth, okay, there the epithelial tissue present. So if the question will come, then write the location and function, okay, of the outermost layer of skin, the tissue present outermost layer in the skin. So that means epithelial tissue, okay. Means if the question will come in another direction, in a opposite way, I think you can understand it and you can deal it, okay. So now students, its shape, it is flat, cuboidal and or columnar. There is a structure, columnar, cuboidal. Cuboidal means a circular things will come and in 3 dimension, okay, that's why cube. And columnar, okay, columnar epithelium, okay. Then just come function. Function to protection will be generally prefer that protection, okay. And then absorption and secretion of as here you can, as in intestine, absorption and secretion. Then sensory perception, sensory skin act as a sensory organ, okay. So sensory perception, etc. It's 4 structurally distinct categories, okay. These are the categories of epithelial tissues: squamous epithelium, cuboidal and then columnar, okay. And last stratified, okay. So just read this, I think you can properly understand. Squamous epithelium, that underlying squamous epithelium protect the underlying parts from mechanical injury, germs, harmful chemicals and drying up, okay. So composed of cell thins found lining the mouth, nasal cavity, blood vessels and limbs. Then cuboidal, it is, here is the structures, okay. Practice this picture also. Sometime the picture will be given and written over there below that what is the, write the name of this tissue, okay. And what types, what parts, wherever by the structure it will mention. Then write its location, write its function. So by the figure, by the picture, you can understand which tissue is that, okay. So now student, move on. That columnar epithelium, it contains, you can see, contains vertically arranged. Column means vertically arranged. Here the structure you can see, columnar, vertically arranged cylindrical or brick like cells. These cells are usually tall in size. Columnar epithelium is generally found in inner lining of stomach and intestine, okay. So same thing here also, you can see here found in mouth, nasal cavity, here inner lining of stomach, okay. And that columnar epithelium is 2 types: ciliated, granular. Listen, you just make a table like this way to understand this tissue. First here will be animal tissue, then it will be epithelial will be subtype, okay. By yourself do it students, because it will be very proper way to understand and the easiest way. Somehow you need to remember this, because these are very important, their location, their function and their types, okay. This ciliated epithelium is very important. Sometimes particularly this question used to come, that give 2 example of ciliated epithelium, what is ciliated epithelium, where it is present, and you know it has projection like this, cilia like means just like hair like projection is there. Okay, so here you can see at the some place of the body such as lining the trachea, windpipe. Trachea means windpipe, you know. The columnar epithelium ciliated, the cells of ciliated have thread like protoplasm projection called cilia. Okay, this is called cilia. In ciliated hair you can see this portion, that above portion. Some another picture also you can got in if you google it. Okay, here you can see that hair like projection is there. When students, why it present in windpipe? Because when some different stuffs means air molecule used to enter through the nose, that time sneezing occurs, because that ciliated epithelium, they used to absorb, they used to capture that particles. Okay, suppose any we need to only air will go to the lungs, but you know generally there is dust and other molecules present in the air. That dust and it just act as a filter. Okay, they will dust and everything will attach with that ciliated muscle ciliated tissue. Then it will just they will absorb by attached with that ciliated, and only the fresh air enter the lungs. I hope what do I mean. I think you understand what do I mean. Now come to the second, glandular epithelium. It's a kind of columnar epithelium. You know, contains some large cells which secrete contain chemical substance such as common in the lining of the stomach. Okay, in a certain place in the body, the glandular epithelium folded inwards form compact hollow tubular gland, for example sweat gland, okay, tear glands and others. So you know, sweat gland, tear gland, they are also a part of glandular epithelium. So there is nothing to understand. Now students, stratified found in the skin and cornea. It is composed of several layer, which is also known as strata of same or different kind of epithelial cell. Okay, same or different kind of epithelial cell just composed and step by step arrange, and they will form the stratified epithelium, and it is quite hard than the other epitheliums. Okay, that's why they are present in the skin. Now come to the connective tissue. By the name you can understand there will be blood, plasma, limbs like this. Okay, and so first we come here that bind one tissue with another and also connect various organs, keep them proper places. Three characteristics: abundance of intercellular substances, the matrix. What is here the why? What is the matrix? It is the matrix means you can imagine that all the things will float on it. Okay, all the organelle, all the bones, everything, that is the matrix. Total that whole on which surface is at present, that connects that is called as matrix. Okay, you can remember like this way. So here the three types of connective tissue. You can see connective tissue serves for packing and binding the organs, supportive connective tissue, and fluid, blood and limbs. And supportive, you know, we provide support, cartilage and bone. Okay, so just move to the next page. Next here connective tissue proper. Okay, areolar. Okay, they are so I told you make table like this table, otherwise you can't understand. So here areolar tissue. First come to the areolar. Here you can by the picture you can understand these tissue on the flat of the surface of the skin on hand, they are present. This areolar tissue present. Okay, beneath the epidermis of the skin, it makes the skin elastic and help withstand pulling strain. Okay, I think you understand. Now adipose, it has specialized store fat. Okay, just inside the areolar you can see fat tissue. Okay, padding under the skin, around the kidney, everywhere, that all the organs, they are supported by the adipose. If you have the adipose tissue, fat tissue, okay, more fat, you know, belly bloating, that is also due to the belly bloating, that is due to the adipose tissue more present in the body. Okay, happens, these things happens. Here you can see fibrous connective tissue. This picture, I told you students, remember these images, these pictures, because in the exam this picture will given and this arrow will be present. You have to write the name. This is fiber, this is matrix, and that is matrix means, you know, in the whole liquid on which whole surface, a plasma surface on which they are present, that fiber, nuclear, cell, everything will just float on that surface. That is known as the matrix. Okay, so now just here you can see this is the types of, here the types of connective tissue: fibrous matrix, content here, then two cartilage, it is the structure of cartilage, then it is bone, you can see. Okay, in the bone there is, you can see bone cell matrix, everything has given in the cartilage matrix. On the matrix cells are floating, okay, and empty lacuna. Okay, now students come to the fibrous, A, B and C. C is the fibrous connective tissue. Fibrous, by the name you can see reparate fiber. The fibers are strong and bundled together. Generally you have to remember, read it, and in where it is present, check the location and then apply it in your life. Okay, means biology means how you relate with your general life. Okay, human, you know, human body and the others, plants, everything surrounding us, they all are related to biology. Their structure, their location, how they work, how they reproduce, they all are related to the biology. So how much you will apply it in your own life, you can understand biology very nicely. Okay, so now come to the supportive connective tissue. They are only basic definition as given, cartilage and bone. All lines are important, students. You need to read it very attentively. That cartilage are a non-porous tissue, it thickened intercellular substance. Okay, matrix, it has blood vessel, nerves, cartilage in transparent and elastic. Okay, cartilage are found in the tip of nose. Okay, cartilage is not so strong like bone. Okay, where the bone is not present, that makeup, that places has been just adjusted by the cartilages. Okay, so then you can see bone is a hard porous tissue. Cartilage is non-porous and bone is porous. Okay, that's why the student blood used to produce in the inner marrow, in bone marrow. Okay, bone, they are inside that marrow. You can see when if you eat the meat, chicken, they are inside the bone, you can see there is the bone marrow present. Hollow inside that bone, in human life also same structure, they are porous. Inside there is bone marrow. Okay, that bone marrow will produce the RBC, WBC, all the blood cells, and they, due to the porous wall, they all come outside. Okay, so this is the way how blood will be produced. Okay, so hard porous tissue, it has good supply blood vessel and nerves. It consists both living cells, osteoblast, and rigid inorganic salts. Okay, now fluid connective tissue. Second completed, first completed, now third, fluid connective tissue. You know, that is plasma, the liquid part, cellular plus RBC. You know, blood consists of two parts, plasma and around 60%. I think I need to check it once again. That 60% plasma is there, and 40% RBC, WBC, and platelets. Okay, these two part is present in the blood. Maybe you are thinking that only in the blood means there is RBC, WBC, and limbs are present. No, sorry, not limbs, platelets. But you know, in the blood there is also lots of water is present. Water with the salts, all other things, liquid part which is called, they are consist from plasma. So just in the ratio present, and then come to the limbs. You know, fluid surrounding the body where blood can't reach, their limbs is present, just like cartilage and bone. Okay, so the blood, the fluid around the body cells is essential. It is essential, the blood plasma that has oozed out. It has white blood cells, not no RBC is there. Both blood and limb mainly concerned with the transportation and immunization, okay, immunity, and also with the immunity, you know, blood and they all are stand with the protection, means stand for the protection for immunity purpose and with the transportation. So students, prepare this much today. Next video I will complete this chapter with the question answer. Thank you.